This video is to go over how to print and or file your 1099s through Aljex. So before we go ahead and print or file your 1099s, there are a few things that you need to make sure are set up. The first thing we're going to do is look into the carrier or vendor file. So I'm going to look up my carrier or vendor. And on page number 1 of the carrier or vendor file, you need to make sure that the Social Security number or federal tax ID has been filled in. Without this, you will not be able to print a 1099 or file for this carrier. If we go to screen number 2 and go down to the payment and remittance setup screen, we need to make sure that the Send 1099 option is set to yes. And the third thing you need to do is make sure that the carrier has been paid at least $600 or more for the year you're filing for. Also, before we get into printing and filing, just so you know, the vendor name is what will be printed on the 1099. So as it's filled out in your Aljex system under vendor name, and if you've entered in any legal name, that is what is going to print on the 1099. Who the checks are payable to will not print, only the vendor and or legal name. So now if we go over to our reports menu, and I'm going to go to close year, and now I'm going to print 1099s. It's going to ask me what year I want to print the 1099s for. And then finally, it's going to ask to confirm and print for that year. The 1099s will print on the 1099 miscellaneous income form. And those are available at any office supply store. Please also note that the 1099s will only print directly to the printer. If you do not print directly to the printer through Aljex, or if you are required to file electronically, we do have a file format with 1099 Pro, which we'll get into shortly. We're going to go to printer and hit enter, then choose the printer to print the 1099. Now, as I mentioned before, if you are required to print electronically, or if you would like to file through 1099 Pro, then you are going to go to Create 1099 Pro File. Again, it's going to ask for which year you want to print for, and then confirm to print. Then what you're going to do is enter in the email address of where you want this file sent. Once you enter this email address, hit enter, and it'll let you know the file has been emailed. So now you're going to receive this email, which is a copy of all your 1099s in file format. And here are your 1099 Pro instructions. You can now save the file. And now you can open the file with the 1099 Pro software. If you need any assistance and to create your own account, you can go to 1099pro.com, or you can contact them at 888-PRO-1099. If you had any questions, please contact us at support@aljex.com.